right? So I like to say Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakaha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutations to you brothers out there that's doing this work and truth and sincerity. So I want to get into this article and news break. It says Mark Zuckerberg among millionaires doomsday prepping by hoarding gold as election and cell outages spark end of times fear. Let me read that back one more time. Mark Zuckerberg among millionaires doomsday prepping by hoarding gold as election and cell outages spark end of time fears. So it says millionaires and other elites millionaires and other elites have jumped on the trend of hoarding gold and case an ancient style way of bartering is needed in a doomsday situation. There have been multiple red flags that have led them to move towards this precautionary move, including recent cell outages and the upcoming 2024 election. So as you can see, man, tensions are high because of the movement of millionaires and billionaires. We talked about this before of how Mark Zuckerberg is building a doomsday bunker that costs millions of dollars. You had Rick Ross get involved. You have other millionaires getting involved. So this whole doomsday prepping thing, you got people who's been doing this for years. I remember about 3 or 4 years ago, I was watching videos on people building, doomsday bunkers in their backyards. People were getting permits to build doomsday bunkers in their backyards. That was a video I just watched recently where a guy was actually videotaping. He was videotaping his doomsday bunker, and he had cans in there, water in there. He had like all kind of survival gear, medical gear. He had a lot of things in the doomsday prepping and a doomsday bunker, just prepping a bunch of stuff. And this is the spirit that's going out on people right now, is to start hoarding a lot of what they would call resources for the activities that's been taking place here in America and all over the earth. Because right now, you had before, I think it was a couple 2 weeks ago or something like that, you had the cell phone outages. I believe like a little bit ago, you had Instagram was down, Facebook was down, TikTok was down. Matter of fact, I think the internet was down for a short amount of time because I couldn't get into nothing, man. I couldn't get into my apps. I couldn't get into nothing. I couldn't get into the articles or nothing, right? For just a brief moment. It wasn't a long time. It was a brief moment. So we know that they're testing a lot of things. There's a lot of things being tested. You have blackouts in some parts, blackouts going on and all over the world. So they're testing a lot of things out right now, man. And you have these people doomsday prepping. Well, it's okay for brothers to get a little bit of some, man. But you want to have faith. You want to have faith more than anything. But it's okay to have a little something. I myself, I got a little something stashed away. I ain't got much. I only got 2 bags. I got medical gear. I got solar devices or whatever, things that absorb things that absorb the radiation or whatever that comes from the sun. What is it called? The solar radiation or whatever, for light and heat and everything like that. I got me a couple tents. But my faith isn't any of that stuff. You know, that shit just sits in my trunk. But my faith is in the Lord, man, is to deliver us from the times that's coming. So these doomsday preppers, yeah, they could go ahead and run into their bunkers. They could run into the holes of the rocks. They could do all of that. But at the end of the day, you're not going to escape, man, because what's coming to the world, right? What's coming to the world is going to be devastating. But the after effects, and I'm not talking about when a nuke hit, the after effects of a nuke. I'm talking about the aftermath of the judgment that the Lord is going to put here upon the earth. And the aftermath of that is going to be the rise of the Lord's chosen people, Israel. And that's going to be put people going into captivity, right? The true rulers ruling over the earth, over the world, right? This is going to be the aftermath of all that. And like the scriptures tell you, when you go to the book of Amos, I believe, Salakia, you know, you got kids and whatnot, but I believe when you go to the book of Amos, the 5th chapter, it talks about, you know, actually, man, let me just grab it, because I want to grab this Isaiah 2:19, but let me grab it real quick. Amos, the 5th chapter, I think it's somewhere between 8th, 18th verse, maybe. Right. Then we're gonna go to that Isaiah 2:19 again. Amos 5 and 18, it says, "Woe unto you that desire the day of the Yahweh. To what end is it for you? The day of Yahweh is darkness and not light, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house." Oh man, I went to the park. What was it, Saturday or Sunday, to try to, because I went to my primary care doctor for my foot and whatnot. He said I need to kind of get up and kind of walk around and whatnot, even during the pain. So me and my demon and the kids, we went to the park for a little bit. And you know what? This is gonna be another video, because I'm gonna end up getting off track. But I'm gonna get it in another video. But ultimately, I had a debate with some Mormons and whatnot. But there's something I want to say before I get back into the topic. Man, Mormons don't even carry the KJV no more, man. The Mormons that I debated with a couple days ago. See, even when, you know, even when you in pain and you going through things, the Lord will still throw something out there for you to challenge you, man, to see if you in the right mind and in the right state of mind. And the Lord threw the Mormons right in front of me. And I wasn't even going to say nothing to the Mormons, man. I wasn't even going to say nothing to them. I was just going to sit there and chill and let them walk past and mind their own business, because I was in pain and I ain't have time to be talking to them. But the Lord, stopped them. They talked to me and they got a rebuke, man. They got it. I was sitting, chilling, and bringing up scriptures and bringing up the Bible, but we gonna bring it up in another video. Going into the Mormons, I don't want to get off the topic, but it says, "Woe unto you that desire the day of Yahweh." And you might think, what made me bring that up right now? Well, when it said, "Woe unto you that desire the day of Yahweh," and that's what brought it up to me, because they was talking about, you know, Jesus Christ and all that. But again, woe unto you that desire the day of Yahweh. And again, the word woe means to threaten or to destroy, right? To what end is it for you? So you got to ask yourself that question. What end is it for you, the day of the Lord, right? Is the day of the Lord, is it going to be some good for you, or is the day of the Lord going to be some bad for you? But either way, for the prophets, for man that's out there teaching on the highways and byways, we desire the day of the Lord because we desire the destruction of America. We desire the destruction of America. We desire, through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Shema Shah, the Lord put his people back in their rightful position, whether in life or whether in death, right? So it says, "To what end is it for you? The day of Yahweh is darkness and not light, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into a house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. Shall not that day of Yahweh be darkness and not light, even very dark and not bright, and no brightness in it? So even when you think you're going to flee from the destruction that's going to come, there's something that's going to be waiting for you, man. There's something that's going to be waiting for you. And what's going to be waiting for you? Slavery. Slavery going to be waiting for you, man. For you Edomites, you Moabites, you Ammonites, you Hamites, right? For you Ishmaelites, that's what's going to be waiting on you. Slavery. So though you believe you're going to escape from one thing, you're going to get caught up in another thing. So let's get back into this article, and then we're going to get Isaiah 1:19, then we're going to end it. So it says, again, the title is Mark Zuckerberg Among Millionaires Doomsday Prepping by Hoarding Gold as Election and Cell Outages Spark End of Time Fear. Millionaires and other elites have jumped on the trend of hoarding gold in case in ancient times way of bartering is needed in a doomsday situation. Because one thing, gold and silver, land and cattle, that's true money. When you look at I believe it was Abraham, the scripture says for Abraham had gold, silver, land, and cattle, which is true world money, gold and silver, right? So that's why you see a lot of, we buy your gold, and they'll buy gold from you, but at the same time they'll give you cash, and cash ain't shit. So you're gonna be running around with cash, and cash ain't gonna do nothing, right? Pretty soon cash will be irrelevant. So people that's hardering cash, you're hardering nothing but pretty much white paper. you're hardering printed paper, right? The same white printed paper you print your damn you use to print with is gonna be the same value of that, man. That green dollar. Because guess what, man? There was an article, Lord willing, I go into it, but there was an article that stated that there's businesses and stores that don't even accept cash anymore. It's all digital. So if you ain't got Apple Pay, credit card, debit card, whatever, they not accepting a damn dollar no more. That's how you know that you're coming into an age where a dollar is becoming irrelevant, man. So it says there have been multiple red flags that have led them to move towards this precautionary move, including recent cell outages and the upcoming 2024 election. It says Jonathan Rose, the CEO of Genesis Gold Group in Beverly Hills, California, explained why millionaires and elites are purchasing gold for doomsday prepping credit. Ashley Paula for the U.S. Sun. It says, this damn flashlight right here keeps showing up. It says, Rose said there has been an absolute surge in people buying smaller domination gold coins, which are considered more barterable, a tradable credit. Ashley Paula for the U.S. Sun. Mark Zuckerberg is among the millionaires who are taking notice of red flags and buying gold for doomsday prepping as a precautionary credit. Giddy. And I remember when they wanted to a while back, I was going into some history where the nations actually wanted to bag the currency by gold again. But now they're just buying up gold and just storing it away, right? So they're just hoarding gold because gold stays at the same value. It doesn't devalue like the dollar. It doesn't devalue as other what's the word? As the other things that they use as sources that they go to use, right? Financial wise. Gold is usually the standard that they go to when there's a situation going on with the currency or, financially or whatever, right? And you always hear that, man. Like a lot of articles that you go into, you will hear what? You will hear them talk about gold, and or silver. Silver ain't as well. Silver won't be as much as gold, but silver also matter as well. Shit, you can actually invest in silver in the stock market, invest in gold in the stock market. It says the U.S. Sun spoke with Jonathan Rose, the CEO of Genesis Gold Group in Beverly Hills, California, who deals with people buying the precious metal for doomsday prepping every day. Rose, because these people think, man, that okay, when all this begins to end, when this ends, they just gonna come out of the holes of the rocks, and whoever have the most gold will be the rulers. That's just what it is. I guess that's just what it is. I got the most gold. Look, what they call a vault. We got a vault full of gold. The nukes didn't touch it or melt it, but we got a vault full of gold with our initials on it. We gonna come out of the holes of the fucking rocks, and we gonna be the rulers because we got the most gold. We gonna build every goddamn thing all over again. Nah, it's not gonna work like that, right? It's not gonna work like that. What's gonna happen is that you gonna have so-called black men with afros, with nice looking beards, and they gonna have power surrounding them, and they gonna drive your ass out of them bunkers, and they gonna wrap chains around you, man. You gonna have chains on your ankles and chains on your wrist. Matter of fact, Lord willing, I'll make maybe a part 2 to this and go into slavery, because hey, that's what's gonna happen, man. You're gonna get pulled out of the holes of the rocks, and you're gonna go into slavery. That's just what it's gonna be for you, man. I mean, it's only justice. Because look, you did it to our people, Edom, right? Moab, Ammon, Ishmael, all of you. All nations have had Israel into captivity. Justice is only for you. Justice is only for the Lord to show the same favor to you, right? And put your ass in captivity, right? So it says, Isaiah 1:19, if ye be willing and obedient, ye shall eat the good of the land. But if you refuse, slack it. That ain't what I wanted. What was it? Slack it. It was my bad. The holes of the rocks. Let's see. Slack it. Bear with me real quick. Bear with me for a second here. Right, it's only right, man. It's only right. So yeah, you can hoard gold, you can hoard silver, you can build your bunkers, and you could you could believe that you're gonna escape, but the Lord have men that's gonna be changed in the twinkling of the eye. That's gonna put your ass in chains, man. Simple as that. Salakia. I was in the first chapter. Isaiah 2:19, it says, you know what, man? I'll start up 17. And the loftiness of man shall bow down, and the haughtiness of man shall be made low. And Yahweh alone shall be exalted in that day. And the idols he shall utterly abolish, and they shall go into the holes of the rocks and in the caves of the earth, for fear of Yahweh and for the glory of his majesty, when he arises to shake terribly the earth. And that day a man shall cast his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which they made, each one for himself to worship, to the moles and to the bats, to go into the cliffs of the rocks and to the tops of the rigid rocks, for fear of Yahweh and for the glory of his majesty, when he arises to shake terribly the earth. Seize ye from men whose breath is in his nostril, for wherein is he to be accounted of, man. So I'm going to go ahead and say Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shah, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakaha, Kodash. Double ones to the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutations to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. Alexation.